Well, how y'all doing tonight? Welcome everybody in. Byron, Grugsy, Crispy, Garen, Tom. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Welcome in, fellas. Good seeing y'all. Jerbs is coming back. All right, I think I got everybody. I'll catch everybody as we come in. Guys, welcome back to Work Tough Gear Wednesday. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. I need to start posting these damn things earlier to give everybody a heads up. We got like 6 people in the room. That's cool. Here's what we're going to do. I say this every damn week, and every damn week it doesn't work out. But we're going to do about 30 or 40 minutes. Now we're up to 15. Sweet. We're going to about 30 or 40 minutes, man, and just kind of call it. Here's what we got. We've got a nor'easter blowing in. We've got a hurricane rolling in. Hey, Mikey, Michael, Carl, good seeing y'all. Bluminati, good seeing everybody. Tom Ritter, good seeing you, man. Greg, how are you, buddy? Listen, here's the deal. We got a Cat 1 rolling toward us. Not a big deal. We got a nor'easter out there now. Not a big deal. So we're going to go about 30 or 40 minutes. I've got some stuff to get ready for. Apparently, we're working tomorrow. Hey, Rusty, how are you? We got a little bit. Stephen Wallace, welcome, buddy. Got a little bit of wind. It was weird today. It was really, for here, it's kind of chilly and windy and rainy and misty. So here's kind of the thing. We'll go 30, 40 minutes to set all that, and then we'll call it a night and kind of get ready. Here's the thing, guys. A couple things coming up. Let me show you this, and then we'll do some Work Tough Gear. Michael, I don't sell them, buddy. I don't sell knives. I just demonstrate them, do all that kind of stuff. I've shied away from that. What part of Georgia are you from? The one coming up tomorrow, guys, is the Dark Horse 2 Shade Indonesian. Now, this is not Carnivora. This is actually Shade from Shaney, 5160. I believe that's, I watched Eric Outers. I think that's my card. I might be wrong. Just a good looking blade, man. If you're familiar with the Nightmare 3, and that's kind of why I'm showing y'all this now. Alice, how are you? That's a real Hamon too, and we'll cover that in the video. But here's the thing. If you're familiar with the Nightmare 3 from Work Tough Gear, this is Shaney's design as well. And you can kind of see, and of course, I've got all my Work Tough Gear stuff back in the room, and that's where we'll leave it. But I'm a fan of this one. It worked out really well. If y'all want to check out a video on it, Eric Outer Limitless did this one. Jesse, how are you? He did a good job on it too, and we're going to cover it in review. But that's coming up tomorrow. Richard, what's going on, man? You finally made it on time. That's going on tomorrow. Lauren, how are you? It's not that bad, honey. Here's the thing, guys. In Florida, here's how we tell if a hurricane's going to be bad. This is typically what happens. You watch your weathermen. If your weathermen show up, and this is what normally happens, they start the week off, suits, ties, the whole nine. By the time we're to this point, typically the coat's gone, the tie's off, the shirt's unbuttoned, and they're predicting gloom and doom. We've had none of that. My dad's in North Carolina. They're handling some business up there still from my uncle. And he actually asked, he called back. He said, son, is it all right down there? They're saying it's going to be terrible. Like, Dad, the weathermen have their coats on. But Miss Lauren, thank you. The next one that's coming up, Miss Alice. I live in Green Cove Springs, yes. We lived in Jacksonville for years, but we moved a couple years ago. This is the Ajunta Rosecraft blade. I'm kind of digging it. This one, I might do 2 reviews tomorrow. EDC for fun, brother. If I didn't get you, how are you? I might do 2 reviews. It just depends on the weather. I mean, that's all we can do. We had a meeting at work, and they're like, you're expected to be here. And I'm thinking, yeah, okay, all right. Write that down. But here's the thing. If they close the bridges, we can't. The Ajunta, I'm digging a lot. Now, I thought it was bigger, but it fits good in the hand. And I'm going to do this review tomorrow or Friday. I'm hanging out with Richard Friday because we got to get some stuff. Michael, yeah, go Dogs, brother. That was awesome. It was worse today, Richard, than it was when I left. It was just kind of a cool, chilly day. And remember, too, guys, that everything is relative. We stay Christmas and Thanksgiving, we're usually in shorts and T-shirts. So anything, yes, thank you, Ola. Anything that dips below 50, 60, 50 is pretty chilly. I don't know what it was today. It wasn't bad. Just a T-shirt and things like that. But this one's coming up either tomorrow or Friday. The dark horse is definitely, keep me posted on that, Greg. Keep me posted on that, and we'll do as we go. Mike, what's going on? Edge 13. Ethan, how are you? Where are you at? Where are you at, Ethan? I know where you're at. You're just south of me. Oh, bro, you're over near that Ocala area, aren't you? Be safe, bro, because I think it's coming through. Here's the deal. Again, I think they predicted it to be a lot worse everywhere but here, and it's not that bad. The thing we're going to have to watch out for, and both Megatron and I are going to have to work out for, FU crew, what's up, Bubba? Brandon Thrasher, how are you, buddy? Yeah, I just realized who you were, brother. I'm sorry about that. It took me a second. Ethan, that is. What I just say? Oh, the thing about both Megatron and I is we work downtown. In downtown Jacksonville, if it floods a little bit, you're screwed. San Marco area, I'm at my house. The San Marco area is on the east side of the river. That's where Megatron works, on that side. I work on the west side. The concern for us is simply this. If we go to work tomorrow and they start shutting down bridges, Meg would be screwed. So we just have to be careful. And like I said, she works close to the river, so that's dangerous. Where I'm at, I'm okay at work. We have a concrete building, and she has a concrete vault. Being at work is not the danger. Leaving work would be the danger. So we'll work all that out. I'm not all that worried about it. We're in Green Cove now. We're a little further south. It was a little windy, little rainy. Dong, what's up, buddy? So it'll be fine. It's just kind of one of them weird things that came on us. We had a nor'easter, which for us is enjoyable because it's actually some cool temperatures, which we don't get often. I know people up north hate cold, get it. People in the south hate hot. I get it. When it's 90 degrees all damn 10 months out of the year, shit gets old. So I'm hoping the hurricane don't blow the nor'easter out. That's the thing. Now, on to the knives, on to work Tough Gear Wednesday. Guns and Blazes, what's up? Guys, if y'all would, as we go, just kind of welcome folks in for me, because y'all know what I'll do. I'll start looking at the damn chat, and I get all screwed up. This is my Mount Laguna. I carry this every day. I've got a couple updates. Now, my Nomad EDC DJ has, which it should be on the way back here pretty soon. You won't take it if you worked in it. The thing is, I love this knife. Y'all know I love this knife. So when I get my Nomad EDC back, I'm sending this one to DJ. I'm going to reprofile it. Now, the thing with this one is, guys, and some of y'all got these, is 3/16. It's a truck of a knife. And I love the knife. Love it. And it's sharp as shit. I love all that. But what I really want to do is kind of reprofile it, have DJ reprofile it. I'm not sure what the edge bevel on it is, but I'd like to take it down to maybe a 20 if it's thicker than that. And I know that it was designed for a specific purpose. but I'd like to make it more of a slicey slicer, if that makes sense. So when I got my Nomad EDC, that one's my thin slicer, right? This one's my truck of a knife. So when I get my Nomad EDC back, that is my do everything, rock everything, pry everything, do whatever I want to do everything knife. I'm going to turn this one more into a slicer. Now, you can go to Work Tough Gear website, Work TUFF Gear website. You can join. If you're on Facebook, guys, please do this for me. And those that are watching this on replay, if you are not part, I know Grugsy is a part because he posts in there. I know Guns and Blazes is. I know a lot of you guys are. If you are not a part of, and I know some of y'all don't do Facebook, got it. But if you do, go to Work Tough Gear, TUFF Gear Adventure Team. Here's the benefit of that. They let us know when the drops are. And sometimes if like you really want a knife, I can get a hold of Mr. Vic and I can get you a drop date. But they let you know when drops are. The other side of that is there's always guys in there that picked up 2 or 3 on the drop. And a lot of times you'll see guys, hey, I got this, you can get a pretty good deal on them, right? Because I know that they're hard to get. I get it. The other thing is, Guns and Blades, here's the deal. I don't want to thin it out to like there is somewhat of a debate about that. But I don't want to say take it to a like 15 or 17. I don't want to do that. I want to do a 20. I think that would be robust enough. And a lot of it has to do with the heat treat. And the damn heat treat is spot on. Alan, I'll have to figure it out, man, because that one, let me I put my whole damn backpack up, guys. The Dringer, Alan just asked, when is the Dringer Sachs dropping? I think so too, Rusty. I really do. I'll find out. I know that I talked to Mr. Vic via message the other day, and he just said, brother, I got some things headed your way. I'm behind. I know they're trying to drop a few things in December. Maybe next week I'll give y'all an update on what's dropping. I'll ask Mr. Vic. He's always good about telling me that. The thing is with that Dringer, it's that Sachs. I love that damn thing. Y'all see it every Wednesday. The reason he does not do that is because if it gets pushed back. And Guns and Blaze said Vic should give us drop dates to publicize. The only reason he doesn't is if it gets pushed back. And see, here's what a lot of folks miss out on or don't understand. Work Tough Gear is not, I had some asshole, he's like, oh, I think it's funny they don't have listen, it's a small company that makes runs of knives. Big Lynn is living his dream and kicking ass. So they may, and I do think that Nomad and that Camp, Mike, good seeing you, buddy. Thank you for coming by. Are you leaving or are you just saying be safe? We're going to be okay, man. I think we're going to be okay. I know Ethan's a little further south than us. Garen is west of us. There's a lot of guys in, but Brandon, I'm glad you said that. I do know 2 drops in December. The Nomad EDC, which guys, I'm telling y'all, I can't wait to get mine back, but they're going to do it in a different steel. I'm not sure what the steel is. But they're doing that and his Camp knife. They're going to do both of those in December. Tom Ritter, Chris Tanner design. Yes, he does. Well, he has some designs with them. And Grugsy can chime in here more. Because Grugsy is Grugs Legion Tactical is one of the first guys who really got in my ear and like, dude, you need to go as far as you can with him. And Grugs has some of the older original Work Tough Gears. when it started off, Vic did a lot of his own designs, which are badass. The Mountain Bushman, um, the Tayal, the Red Wolf. There's a couple more that he did, which I freaking love. And then other people, as we've gone, and y'all have seen them on here, Jeremy Boulder Valentine, the Wilson. Bobby Shue just hit me up. I showed y'all that last week. That Bobcat will be coming. I think Jason Dixon has one coming. I've tried to have a few of the designers on. Zeke Minacho designs for them. So they open it up to folks. But to say somebody specifically like this does for them, because I think Tanner's got some knives with some other people. Joe, how are you, buddy? Yes, and some of Tanner's designs can be had at DLT. When they do these runs, guys, they sell out quick. And Rusty Knife Lover said they sell out because they're that good, and that's a fact. That is an absolute fact. Let me kind of go through this. Well, Tom, some people do and some don't. I understand that. The Amish guy, I don't know. It's the Amish John. Michael, thank you for coming in, man. I'll be talking with you, brother. Grugsy said Work Tough Gear has a few blades on the website. Yeah, Tom, nobody's going to disagree with you there. I can't read that out loud, but nobody's going to disagree with you. Casey, what's up, brother? How are you? Casey from Knives Fast is in the house. Good seeing you, my brother. Guys, before I forget, which I almost already did, Friday night, I am going to be on with Michael Elmer on his channel, and I'm going to put that out. And Tom, you're not wrong. I'll put that out. I'll be with Michael Elmer Friday night. I think it's a little later because he's on the West Coast and I'm on the East Coast, but I'm looking forward to that. Casey just went over 6K. Attaboy. Congrats, man. Congrats. That's awesome, man. 6K is a good number. Rusty, tell me Elmer's channel name. I can see it in my head and I feel like an asshole, but it's been a long day. Also, guys, I'm going to be on with the Knife Junkie Monday night. I think we're shooting a thing. I'll get y'all a date. So 2 things coming up that I am crazy sharp. That thank you. I could see it in my head. Crazy sharp. Thank you, EDC, for fun. Appreciate you, brother. So I'm going to be on with him. Everybody, quick shout out. If you're watching this, quick shout out to Casey. Knives Fast just crossed 6K, brother. That's outstanding. Joe, a great big manly hug to all you peeps in the room. Good evening. Joe and I are going to pick back up. I haven't talked with him about this, but we're discussing it now. At some point, Blade Talk will kick back up in earnest. We got the holidays coming, right? And I know everybody gets crazy, but we might do a holiday special. Somebody throw out a name and let's try to get some people sub. Bowie Man, what's up, brother? Good seeing you. Thanks for coming in. Y'all throw out a channel and let's try to, because here's the deal. We're ranging between 24, 35, something like that in the chat. But I know a lot of folks come back and rewatch this. So I like shouting somebody out. So y'all throw me a channel name. Let's shout them out and try to get their subs back up. Now, if you are watching this on a replay, please check out the live chat when it posts, because there's a ton of great channels in here, and I'll shout them out as we go. Jerb said he was going to be right back. Usually Jerbs comes on and posts everybody's link, whether they got a channel or not, but it does help to find people. Thank you, Rusty. I appreciate that, man. Tom Ritter said, all right, a turkey made out of 5160, Country Boy 1976. Good seeing you, brother. Thank you for coming in. We talked about the Dark Horse 2. We talked about the Ajunta. I've got 2 more of the Alpha. Oh. I'm going to wait till I have it in hand to show y'all. But JR, y'all, everybody knows JR. He sent me all the alpha. Guys, he got an alpha. He's sending me a custom made alpha. He had Damon Lusky make him one. It's one of the dopest knives I've ever seen. I cannot wait. Douglas Reed, welcome in. I know I'm going to... Brass, tell me your name, brother, because I can't read all that. No, I was just saying, Dong, I'm going to be on with Elmer Friday night. I'll be on with him Friday night. And my eyes floating bad. Much respect. I love Nebraska. Never been there. I think I will enjoy being there at some point. I need to go. I want to start traveling. Blue Man said, my next buy is that preacher. Watching Scab use that makes me want it even more, and that Alpha Blade is beautiful. Yeah, the preacher's just awesome, man. Emler. Is that how you pronounce it? I'll butcher it. Thank y'all for saying that. Douglas, you are welcome, my friend. Thank you. Thank you, Rusty, because you know I'll go through the whole damn thing. Bird, what's going on? Garen, it's coming along good, buddy. Listen, here's the deal. I'm hanging out with Richard on Friday. We got a lot of stuff to cover, and he's going to help me with some stuff. Good Lord willing. I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can't. But I'm going to try to bring that back to you Saturday morning if I can. I don't know how the storm's going to go, and I'm also going to bring you a stump at some point, maybe Friday afternoon or Saturday morning. So, to get you going, and my stump died. Y'all seen that, dude? That was the saddest shit. The stump just had it, bro. It was a good way for it to go. I'm going to burn it up. Shore Shop said, Scab, did you show Blackie the preacher at the gathering? You know, hey, Miss Stacy, welcome in. I can't remember if I did, Shore Shop. If I didn't, here's the thing. Let me say this. We had Blackie on. I am ready, Casey. Casey at Nice Fast said, you ready for this act, Scab? Yeah, listen. I like content. Y'all know that. I flood y'all with it. But it keeps me sane. It keeps me, so yeah, Casey, I'm ready. Carl said the stump is kaput. The stump's worse than that, brother, because I finished it off tonight. Okay, that'll work, Richard. No, he's not bad. He's probably 15 minutes from your house. The thing I wanted to do, though, with tonight is just kind of have a fireside chat. Well, nice. Send it. Hey, Casey, send it to me. When you get it, I know you'll post it. I get your notifications. If you don't mind, just send it through me through IG. Yeah. Now, I'll tell you who I'm kind of jealous of. I'm kind of jealous of Gruggs. He texted me, what was it, man, 3 or 4 months ago, maybe longer. Gruggs got 4 or 5 stumps at one shot, some good ones, which is awesome. And that everybody laughs about the stump, but hey, the stump, that's just kind of a thing. I stole it from Donnie, as I've stole a lot. But the stump's just awesome. It's great for somewhere to work from. And the stump died. I mean, it was a red oak from West Virginia, thanks to Richard. And I've had that thing, Richard, I don't know how long. It's done video after video after video after video after video, and it just had to lick. And I'll be honest with you. It's rained more in the past few months than it has in a long time, and it just wrecked a bunch of that stuff. So the plan is Friday, hang out with Richard. Pete, thank you, buddy. Matthew, what's happening? You come in at the wrong time, Matthew. I don't break the law. Actually, that's one of the most misunderstood things I say. Because trust me, I get called out on it if I do. The hell was I going to say? I don't know. If I forgot, Richard's got me 3 red oak. We're going to drop one to Garen. I want to make sure he gets one. the stump's just kind of that thing. So what I'm going to do is Saturday morning, if we get the stump to Garen on Friday, and Saturday morning, I'm going to start transferring everything over to Kirk's house. Jeremy, how are you? Now, I'm going to put one stump here because, of course, the time changes. So I've got to be able, Lola, I've got to. Stop. Lola's not happy that we're taking stuff over to Kirk's house, but that's just the way it is. Dwayne, how are you, Bubba? So I should be able to get over there. The deal's going to be Saturday, set that up. Saturday night, the dogs played late, but that might be a game I just listen to and do an overnight. So that's kind of what I want to do. I think that the studio, that's what we're calling it, is going to really take us and help take us to the next level. I've always liked doing videos from different places. Okay, Shore Shop said, Scab, your next stump. Bluminati, how are you, man? Scab, your next stump, pour burnt motor oil on the stump repeatedly. All right, that'll preserve it. Because here's the thing, where I started messing up is getting to rescues. That was our first thing. We start. Hey Tucker, hey buddy, how are you? Okay, good seeing you. Tucker doesn't like inanimate objects, and the microphone's getting him. I think where I started messing up with when I started doing my fires on the stump, and I know that sounds elementary, but doing those little fat wood fires, you don't think it's going to do much. Well, it does a lot more than you think, especially with fat wood, because that shit burns so hot. Boy, man, Puppy wants to be part of the show tonight. They are. Usually they'll let me get about 40 minutes in, 45, and then they all hell erupts. But I'll do that, guys. Garen said recommend mineral oil. I'll definitely do that. Guns and Blades does the same thing. Use my. Okay, I didn't know that. Y'all appreciate the heads up on that. Been doing this shit for 2.5 years and just now hearing about it. Richard, you're the guy that's supposed to know all that stuff. But I'll do that because I want to have one at the studio, have one here. The plan is, not that anybody cares, but we got to make a show of it, don't we? The plan is to do 3, if not 4 videos at the studio. And then anything I need to fall back on like I did last night. G-Ball, what's up, buddy? Necronum, how are you, man? Yeah, hurricane party. And here's the other side, guys. Just for y'all that don't live in Florida, where I live, I actually live in Green Cove, Jacksonville, right in there. I grew up in Jacksonville. I actually grew up in Georgia. I was born in Jacksonville. But Jacksonville sits on a cove. For us to we've been hit by one hurricane, and that was before I was born. That was a direct impact, is what I'm saying. That was in 1968 by Dora. It went across the state, hit the Gulf, blew up, come back across the state, hit the Atlantic, blew up again, come straight in and hit Jacksonville. But that's the only way that we can do it. So what we get is a lot of wind, a lot of rain, a lot of water. Megatron and I live we live about 8 minutes from the river. Live about 8 minutes from the river. So, but where we sit, where Jimbo sits, where Kirk sit, we all sit kind of high on the hill. And so if it floods us, the world's ended. Douglas said, I'm surprised there's any woods left down there the way you bust through it. I figured that's why you had to find a new place to hack down. Test place. Yeah. At the swamp's still right there. It's just, here's the deal. Kirk was good enough to say, hey, man, I've got this piece of property. Let's put your studio on it, because here's just the truth. With the swamp, that was coming to a head where there was probably going to be an altercation. Everybody laughs when I say meth crafters, but when you have meth camps and things like that, It's just part of life, man. It's sad, but it's part of life. So by using Kirk's, I've got a safe spot. I've got a spot we can do. The thing about it is, and I'm going to need y'all's input. And the thing is this, what I would like to do. Yes, you do, Joe. Joe said I need a Kirk in my life. We all do. The thing about it is this, I want to set it up in 3 or 4 sections. We'll have a demonstration test area, whatever the hell you want to call it. We'll have a tent, camp, traditional setup type area. We'll have a bushcraft shelter type area. And then we'll do some things where we have just a quick, we're going to do several overnights. But we're going to try to do each style. There's a reason I put outdoors on the end of the channel, and I want to start getting into that. I'll always do knives. I'll always do machetes because I love doing it, and it's fun, and I like chopping shit. There's the whole thing. That's why I say it's not scientific. I just absolutely love chopping, cutting. I got outside. I had my dark horse video shot, and I went outside tonight and did a few more things. And again, if you want to see a good video on this, Eric Alder did a great job. The thing is, one of the reasons I advocate doing or having a couple of different reviews or watching a couple different reviews, Eric said that he had some hot spots up in here with the jimping, the aggressive jimping. And it is, y'all can see it's pretty aggressive, but I didn't have any hot spots. Also, for close-up work, I moved my thumb up to this part. So I just adjusted it. Want to see me do a lefty though? A lefty what? You'll have to elaborate on that one, Miss Stacy. But the thing with this thing is, this is a 1/4 inch. It don't feel like it is. I mean, it's a 9-inch blade, 15-inch handle. The handle, and when I say aggressive, it's just kind of that waffle pattern. I think this is my card. I'll have to double check with Shaney, but look at that. That little walnut splitter, wig splitter there. Matter of fact, I did a short with it. I know I'll have to start doing that, Miss Stacy. I do some here and there. But I, you know what? I need to do more of it. I honestly do. Shore Shop said a shelter build series will be epic. Especially with me doing it, if I would almost pay money for y'all to see what I set up at Blackie Tom, how Blackie, he's one of the best human beings on this planet, dude. How he didn't laugh me off the property out there because I had a Fred Sanford looking up. One could wear a glove. Pete said one could wear a glove. You could go with a glove, but here's the thing. In my old busted up hands, there's just certain things I don't. Byron Kennedy said, I'm afraid I'll have to quit watching this channel if you're planning a Naked and Afraid studio. Damn it. You caught me. That was going to set up my OnlyFans. Greg, how are you? Man, it's good seeing you. Greg Vanderlip, good seeing you, brother. Really, really good seeing for you and hearing from you, man. Samurai Bird said, Fred Sanford, what? Oh, dude. Look, I said something about this last week when Blackie was on. When I started watching Blackie's channel, I went down the rabbit hole. I actually understand Blackie. I understand what he's a great communicator. Now, and I've had people go, well, I can too. It's hard to hold my attention. But with Blackie, and Richard's another one. I could listen to Richard and I learn from Richard. But Blackie, I can listen and learn to. But I went over there. As soon as he said he was having a gathering, I actually hit him up on Messenger and said, hey, I would like to come. And it was almost like I stepped out of my body and just went crazy. I hadn't camped other than going with Richard and Joseph last year, especially going on my own. But when I went over, I took 2 tarps, my cot, my blanket, and now I had I had more knives than I had anything. But I go over and I pull up, and it's beautiful. It's Lake Geneva, South Alabama. It's gorgeous. When I pull up, the wind's blowing towards the lake. And I didn't think, I was just kind of nervous. I get there and by myself. So there's a spot open on the lake right by the damn pier or the dock out there. And I asked Blackie, I said, he goes, go ahead and set up. We're running to town. I'll get with you when I get back. I said, okay. I said, does anybody set up here? He goes, and he kind of looked, and I should have clued in, but he was like, no, you're welcome to. So, Douglas, good seeing you, man. We'll talk to you soon. So I set up my two little tarps the best I could. I did a diamond pattern with one, and then, did wrap. I basically did a diamond coming off the tree. That was fine. And then somehow I went from like hanging a tarp. I was going to do like a tarp for a sitting area. I don't know what the hell happened there. That kind of wrapped the diamond. So it looked like a teepee on this tree, right? Well, as soon as it got dark, it dropped about 35 degrees, and the wind turned from going towards the lake, which I was shielded from, to coming in the tent. Now, I went over and sat with Blackie, I don't know, starting about 5 or 6 o'clock, and we just all kind of powwowed. Pink, all of us were over there. And we kind of powwowed till midnight. Well, I go walking back to my hubble, whatever the hell you want to call it. It was not a shelter. And it's just blowing, right? So I take some zip ties, zip tie everything down, tie everything up. I mean, it was tragic. So I lay down, and as I lay down, all I can hear is, and it would blow apart. Well, about 3:30 in the morning, I quit hearing and I thought, thank God. And then I thought, it just got a lot colder. When I looked up, my whole shelter had blown across the entire campground. I jump up to run, tripped over the picnic table, because people were turning their lights on. They wouldn't look out. I think they knew it was the idiot from Florida, but it was an adventure. It was an adventure, but I learned from that. After busting both shins, back flipping, using 2 packs of zip ties to get it down, people will walk by and just go, oh no. So I said all that to say, this year when I go, I'm taking a damn tent and everything will be fine. And I'm not camping on the damn lake. So lesson learned. But I said all that to say that actually doing it, actually going and just doing it, that kind of set the stage. And I'll mention this. We'll talk about this a little bit. That kind of set the stage. That kind of got my mind right. Got my mind right for making a big bump, making a big run, getting out of town for 3 or 4 days, camping for 3 or 4 days, coming back, resetting, starting the shorts, firing up. That was kind of the beginning of the jump. Shore Shop said, Scab, you got to get a hammock set up. I'm going to try Blackie's this time. I'm definitely going to try his. I watched Captain Electro do a video on one. I'm intrigued by it. My only problem, Shore Shop, with a hammock is I can't sleep on my back. So if I can find one that I can sleep on my side, I'm all right. But I'm intrigued by it. And I've seen some really, really big ones, some really, really nice ones. There's something about camping. There's something about learning. There's something about all of this that I really like and I'm really enjoying, and I'm ready to get onto it. And hopefully this weekend we'll have the weather to do so. Guys, let me know kind of what y'all want to see coming up from, because we're just going to, the best way I think to approach it, the studio that is just to dive in it. And I think this Saturday night will be our first camp out. I don't know how much of it I'll film. I do want to get a bunch of knife reviews in, that kind of thing. Chore Shop said that may be a problem, Scap. Yeah, see, I thought it was. I like my little cot. I've got a wool blanket, but the thing is, like down here, like when we did our camping trip, when me and Richard and Joseph went on the St. Mary's, well, Richard's got vast experience, so we set up the shelter, which was perfect. A storm blew through that night. We were perfectly dry. That's the difference in knowing what you're doing and not. But the cot for me is the big thing. And I found one that I like, and I found my wool blanket. So I think this weekend we'll go out there, start burning as much stuff up as we can, and just the crap that's out there, the stuff in the front yard. We'll do some fat wood fires. We'll do things like that. But I think that's going to be a fun part. And then somebody mentioned a shelter building series. When I go over with Blackie, I'm going to try to learn as much as I can, and I may start one after that. I do want to just kind of go out there and do some different tarp setups and learn, because that going to Blackie's was a learning experience, to say the least. I'd like to practice it some more. All right. Y'all let me know what you're carrying, because we got to do that. You can't have a live without doing that. We're going to do about 10 more minutes, and then we're going to call it so we can kind of get ready for the major hurricane that's going to hit. Here's the other thing with the damn hurricane. They're saying it's going to hit down around Miami, run through the state, and then go up into Georgia. So you folks in Georgia, Alabama, that's true, Shore Shop. It's going to go up into Georgia and then run up. So it typically for us, they make much ado about nothing. We wake up the next day and it's hot as balls and the hurricane's going by. And I'm hoping that's what happens this time too. Here's the thing. The other thing is this, and I wanted to talk a little bit about this, and then we'll kind of call it. I put a picture of this up. This is the Emerson Vindicator, right? I like this knife. I used this knife for one of the shorts this week. Would you carry it? Right? I like Emerson. I've always liked Emerson. But I had a comment on there. A guy, we had a good conversation. A guy on a troll, he said, everybody knows you don't use Emersons. You buy them and you resell them. Nobody uses them. So I did a follow-up short with my CQC8 and CQ7. That's been wore out. My question to y'all is, who carries an Emerson? The second part of his comment was this. Rusty Knife Lover said, carrying a Mount Laguna, great choice. 80-20.5 with titanium scales. Victorinox Camper. Garin, Gonzo Firebird, QSP Penguin, Open L9, and the Preacher, good carry. Richard said it's supposed to enter at Jupiter, Florida, and go northwest. Yeah, it's kind of a weird trajectory. And Richard's carrying his Gerber. I know exactly what he's carrying. The second part of the statement was this. Nobody likes it, or he didn't like Emerson because 154 CM was boring. How important? Oh, I love mine. Grugsy said I've carried an Emerson many a year. Me too, man. I love mine. But how many of y'all, don't carry a steel because you think it's boring? Is that a thing? Because I can tell you, and y'all know this about me, I like 154 CM. Always have, always will. But I like basic steels. Pete's carrying my large and small Sabindas 31, very nice. That's the thing. I've used this Emerson. The coating on it's just held up very well. Now, the other two, the coating has not, but I beat the hell out of them. Shore Shop, my EDC Spyderco Para 2. And Moki Chronos. I probably butchered that. Yes, your Gerber is ATS 34. I love 154. I love it. I guess there's nothing wrong. And I wanted to say this. Joe said steel doesn't mean as much as the reputation of the forge who makes it. I agree with that. I'll also say this, like with this, with the Dark Horse 2. This is 5160. Shade Indonesia is known for 5160. Okay, they do it well. Work Tough Gear, SK85 tops, 1095. K-Bar, 1095 Crovan. Buck, what is it? For y'all help me. I just drew a damn blank. 420, is that it? 420C. Jesse said, I have everything from 440 series to 154 CM and S35 VN in my rotation. Still quality, never really fast. It does not for me. Rusty said to carry everything from 440A to Maximet. Stacy said, not for me. It does the job. I'm good. See, I'm like that. All right, for Buck, 420C, 428C. But here's the thing about Buck. It's like Paul Boss heat treat, right? You're not going to beat their heat treat. That dude is a heat treat god. So, but people, and I'm not knocking the young man for saying what he said. If that's the way you feel, dude, that's the way you feel. That shit don't bother me. It really doesn't. But I've never not carried a steel because I thought it was, I guess that doesn't factor in with me. Like, I've heard this a lot in the last couple of weeks, and I think the more I go, the more I will hear it. But for me, I like, y'all know, I love this and love that, and I say that all the time. But the truth is, I had a Boker, or I have a Boker, and I think it's 440A, which is fantastic for corrosion resistance. Got to sharpen it all the damn time, but the thing is, I don't care. Greg said the same thing we're all saying. As long as it's treated proper, I'll carry it. If it cuts, as long as it cuts. And that's me. Now, I love S90 because I have DJ. Brendan, how are you? I found myself moving away from anything that is going to be a pain in the ass or pain in the butt to sharpen. I think we all get real snobby with steels when we start getting in the knife game. I think so. I think we all have our points. Casey's been busy. Thank you, Casey, for letting us know when you cross 6,000, like you're doing, you stay busy. Congrats again to Casey from Knives Fast. Man, that's an awesome number. Lola saying congrats. Stacy, I have a small Joker Bowie olive wood handle. It's 440 from Spain. Pete said boring equals dull. None of my knives are dull. If they are, I've made a mistake. Absolutely. Richard said he don't know enough about the steel to matter. But you know how to use one. And that's the difference. See, that's the thing. See, somebody like Richard, and y'all don't know Richard, I do. Somebody like Blackie, you could take, and I don't have one with me, but you could take a butter knife, and I could sharpen that butter knife up, and I could give it to Blackie Thomas. And I'm going to use Blackie because he has a channel, right? And I guarantee you, Blackie Thomas could take that sharpened butter knife, never tell you what it was, do a demonstration, do a review, do something like that, and you would think it was some super steel, super fancy knife because of his skill set. Y'all forgive me, I'm having a hard time breathing. Something went down wrong. Because of his skill set. Let me say this for those of you watching on repeat. There's nothing wrong because I love all kind of steels, right? I don't know enough about them. I go to my steel guys. I've got certain guys that I go to and ask, but I can tell you this. I like S30V a lot. I like S30. I love S35VN. I just do. I like 1095. I like 5160. I like 154 CM. I like a lot. If it works, it works, right? I've got one in there that's 8CR 13 MOV. If it's heat treated right and it's sharp, I don't give a shit. Now there's certain knives that Spartan Harsey folder that Thrasher was so generous and so gracious to give me. That's S45. That's next level. I love that. I love my Billy Watt demo. Rusty, help me out with that. Is that M390? I think that's M390, but I love it. So the 20CV S90V that I got on my Medford Praetorian from Cap. I love that. If it's done right, Brendan, thank you, brother. Thank you. I really appreciate you being here, and I appreciate that. So if the thing's done right, I like it, and I'm not knocking it. Knives Fast, I'm on a 14C28N kick. I like that still a lot. And it's crazy the people that talk down on that. Brendan, again, man, thank you. I'm like, it's a great steel. I wonder sometimes people get a little too fancy. Like last night, one thing I was going to start trying to do is like I did the other day with the Alpha. I've got Alpha I've got 2 in AEB-L, which is a razor blade steel. And I kind of knew that, but it's a very, very good steel when done correctly. But see, here's the kicker with that. And that's something that I think we all understand, because when it's done correctly, well, I like 1095 when it's done correctly. Well, of course. Gonzo, what's up, brother? Todd Carr, how are you? G-Ball, good seeing you back. When it's that phrase, when it's done correctly. Now, it's a shame that we have to throw that in, but we've all had experiences for the first year that I had this channel. I absolutely, and it hadn't gotten a whole lot better, but I absolutely despised AUS 8. And before everybody goes, oh, it's okay. I know it's okay. I get it. But here's why. The one cold steel knife I had that I wanted to like, I tried to like, I wanted to love, wouldn't hold an edge. It was AUS 8. And I knew better than to throw a big category, but I did it. I'm like, and it was that OSS. It was the one with the trigger. I don't know what the hell. I'm struggling. But since it was done, JC, what's up, buddy? Since it was done poorly, it tainted my whole view, and it shouldn't have, and I understand that. But my point is, we throw that if it's done right in. That's why I named off those few companies up front who do their steels right, who have their heat treats down. And it's Work Tough Gear Wednesday, and I'm telling y'all, there's very few people who have their heat treat down like they do. They just got it. I've hit elk or deer antlers. I've cut steel cordage. I've done all kind of things, and the knives don't chip. Now, do I recommend doing that? No, but I do that. Honey Bear, how are you? I do that for the simple reason to show you the knife works. That's it. And the edge holds up and the heat treat holds up. That's why. And knife reviewers, and I think every one of y'all, Pretty Fly for a Knife Guy, how are you, brother? I think every one of y'all would say the same thing. If you're a knife reviewer, some of the stuff we do, no, we don't do in our daily, day-to-day. Of course not. But in the line of doing the review, you want to show it does certain things it doesn't. So I had a guy and y'all know I'm petty. Y'all know I'm petty. I don't even deny it anymore. Some asshole kept on about ZTs because however long ago a guy started that crap with the Loxel fell on ZTs. What people didn't realize about that guy is he didn't know what he was doing, and he had a fake, and it hurt that company. And you still hear that day to day. So in a short, not long ago, I did a damn spine whack, which is the most useless demonstration on the place of this earth, right next to sticking a knife in and breaking the tip. And I'm not saying prying is a wasted. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when you do it incorrectly. But I had to do the spine whack on my ZTs because they're real. And guess what? They didn't fail. So sometimes as knife reviewers, I do stuff to be petty. Sometimes I do it just to go, it's like with the Preacher, and it's like with the Kodiak, and it's like with the other, we're smashing the cinder blocks with the spine. there's a reason for doing it. Do I do that every day? Do I think you should do that? No. But to show the toughness of the knife, to show the durability of the knife, sometimes you do things like that. And we all have our different styles. We all have our different thing. I can't wait to see Casey's video on the Hoback. I think it's Hoback. Is that right, Casey? The Hoback Hawk. That's coming out tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. Guys, what do y'all got coming out? Y'all, I like ZTs, but I like Kershaw, Miss Stacy, and that goes back to the darn personal preference thing. I like Kershaw a lot, so I guess naturally it goes to ZT, right? And I'll tell you one. I seen this the other day. I want to make sure I say it right. I've never been a huge Benchmade fan. Has nothing to do with anything, nothing to do with politics, religion, or her. Nothing. It's never been my thing, right? So I thank you, Rusty. Appreciate that, man. M390 on the Billy Wah. Patina, how are you? Ooh, got him in the LT right coming. That's awesome. Can't go wrong. That's one of those things where we all have styles that we like and we don't, and it's personal preference. And the thing with it is I've tried, right? Like I've bought 3 or 4. I've got a Benchmade look. Now, Siebert's designs I like. Jason Siebert's designs I do like. But I think that's an important thing, and I think that's something that everybody could probably go, you know, I know this company makes good stuff, but it's just not my thing, right? I mean, y'all think about how many Benchmades you've seen on my channel. And that's nothing at them. If you like them, and I know people that would fight you over a Benchmade or a Spyderco. My buddy Dale King has Spydercos for days and loves them. Another friend of ours, Jason, is a Benchmade, and they go at it back and forth. So I get it, and y'all know me. I don't care what anybody does. Do your thing, man. You do you like you. But I totally get where you're coming from with that. Gons, you gone. Have a good one, bro. Thank you for coming by. So there's that, you know. But it kind of, I was like, and here's the thing, when I showed the guy my other 2 Emersons that have been rode hard, I mean, those things I use that CQC7, I know, every day for 2.5 years straight, every day. And it looks like it. And the guy was stunned. He was from Chile. And he said, man, it takes balls to scratch. I said, no, it just takes usage. You just got to use it. Now, I want to ask this, and then we'll get ready to wrap it up. I know I said that twice, but I mean it this time. I want to ask everybody this. What knife do you carry that you don't care if it gets a little dinged up? You love the knife, but it's not the go to hell knife. It's just a go-to knife that you know that's going to be solid. It's going to perform. It's going to be there. What knife is it for you? For me, it's not one. It's several. But this Emerson, I know that if I need a knife that I got to rely on, it's this one. I kept the chisel grind on this. On a lot of them, I don't. I did on this. It's 154 G10. Very, very basic, but I love the damn thing. Liner lock. We're wrapping it up. So y'all let me know. Shore Shop said Spyderco Para 2 crew wear. Patina Turner said ZT0640 all day. I love my ZTs too. But y'all let me know. Joe, Steel Forge and Fire, Recon 1, Tonto, great one. Let me know, guys. What knife do you rely on? Not what you carry, or do you carry more? Garen said TRS Fang. Casey said one is Spyderco Manix. Manix 2 G10 S30V, and another is the Hogue K320. Very good. Byron Kennedy Cold Steel Recon 1 Spear Point, all-time go-to. Richard, the Gerber. I'm going to get a picture of that Gerber because it's what, 25 years old. We just had DJ redo it. Legion Tactical said Bush Ranger. Jesse said Rajah 3. Two very good knives right there. Turtle Wolfpack JC said Buck 311 all day. It's cool to see that. This is what's cool to me. Which one? Yeah, Casey, I was surprised you didn't put your pinion first. I would carry that pinion. Rusty Knife Lover said 80-20 is a beast. See, that's kind of what I like to see. Greg said John J. Tribute Bowie is the best tank I own. That's a massive knife. That really is, and it's a great one. Crispy Critter, Buck 110. That's a great one. Todd Carr, which one do you carry? I'm really curious. If you said it, say it again for me. But that's what I'm interested in. Which ones do you carry? Which ones do you use? I'll give everybody a couple more minutes and then we'll wrap this thing up. We went for an hour again. Y'all rock, and I appreciate you bearing with me. I look forward to what we got coming up. I look forward to growing. Let me encapsulate the day and then we'll call it. We started off with a video this morning at 8 o'clock on the Famine from Work Tough Gear. Awesome knife. I loved it. Then at around 5, I put out another video. Here's the deal with Work Tough Gear Wednesdays. I've got it kind of like this. We do 2 videos. We don't do long ones. We do I try to keep them 8 to 10 minutes, no more than that. Charles, thank you. We're on the back end, but I'm going to ask you something real quick. And then we put out about 7 or 8 shorts. We do a live. So it's a long day, but it's a fun day. And I see I see it picking up. Stacy said, Kaiser Urban Bowie, Artisan Cutlery Craig, or lately the Pinion. See, I love that Pinion. Garen said the Evatech Rescue Knife is another one. That's a great one. Illuminati said my CRKT Provoke and Gonzo Firebird FH31. Charles, here's the question. What knife do you rely on? What knife do you carry that you know when you leave the house, you're at the house? What knife do you actually carry that you use the most? Pocket knife, fixed blade. I said if I know I'm getting work done, it's going to be one of my Emersons or my PM2 that everybody likes to make fun of. Now, I use them all. But those are the knives that I simply, for whatever reason, I know I'm going to use it. For years, it was that CQC7. Now it's that Vindicator. I just trust them. I rely on them. Honey Bear said Bradford G3. That's an awesome carry. And there's nothing wrong with talking about your own knife, Casey. I love that Pinion. That is a knife that I love a lot. And if Charles, okay, Todd Carr, I was waiting on this one. I rotate on 3 main cold steel folders. Formax Scout, the 8010, and the SR1 Light. The Light is my dedicated yard work one, though. See, that makes sense. I carry a minimum of 2 to 3 2 multi-tools, and 3 knives on me usually. I don't carry the multi-tools. That's something I'll probably grow into. But the knives, yeah, I carry 3 or 4. Charles Jones, the Redneck Nerd, said, well, my Gerber Auto Empower and my SC4 HM and the Buck 124 is my all-time favorite, the Frontiersman. So those are great carries. And that Gerber Auto is one I've been intrigued with. I've seen one time, and I'm really intrigued. And to Todd's thing, the Formax Scout, the 8010, and the SR1 Light. Now, I've got the SR1. Those, to me, when I'm not doing sandblasting powder coating, I'd usually carry either the Rajah, the Formax Scout, one of those 3 as my big folders, because you can make them fixed blades. That's awesome. Well, guys, listen. I keep rambling, and I'm gonna stop because I'm running out of air, running out of breath. I love y'all. Listen, thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all Wednesday. I hope everybody has a great week. I hope everything works out. Until then, I love y'all. We'll see y'all. I'm Scab. Y'all. And I'm gone. Good seeing you. Good night. Y'all be safe.